So I found this article fairly recently. U.S. finds tiny amount of radiation in milk. It's dated March 31st, 2011, so this obviously happened shortly after Japan had their devastating earthquake. But this was news to me, and I asked some friends, I asked my husband, nobody had heard about it. A trace amount of radioactive iodine, well below levels of public health concerns, has been detected in milk from the state of Washington as the U.S. monitors radiation levels amid the nuclear crisis in Japan. These types of findings are to be expected, and the testing of the milk samples showed iodine-131, which is a radioactive form of iodine. There are naturally occurring levels of radiation in milk, but, there's naturally occurring levels of radiation in a lot of things, like sunlight, but this particular isotope is not normally found in milk. But the agency stressed it was 5,000 times lower than the FDA's standard, and that these findings are a minuscule amount. So the EPA increased its radiation monitoring in the U.S. milk, precipitation, and drinking water in response to the radiation leaks at Japan. Iodine-131 has a very short half-life of approximately 8 days, so the levels of iodine-131 that's being detected in milk and milk products was therefore expected to drop relatively quickly. Contaminated milk is a worry after a nuclear accident because toxic levels of radioactive iodine can get into rainwater and feed that is ingested by cows and taken up in their milk. Contaminated milk was one of the biggest causes of thyroid cancers after the nuclear accident in Chernobyl because people near the plant kept drinking milk from local cows. Iodine-131 is a threat to human health because it goes immediately to the thyroid gland where it can cause cancer. Experts say thyroid cancer is generally considered non-fatal because treatments are so effective. Okay, so if there was enough radiation getting into the rainwater in the feed that was being ingested by cows, and it was enough that it was getting into their milk supply, even if it was in very low levels, how much radiation was getting into the seafood? Yeah, it's kind of scary to think about. Incidentally, there will always be more to research.